winter. And on their name, put some respect. Yeah. I think it's time for reality check. Yeah, reality check. Gotta get you back on cold. Reality check. For the young and the old. Reality check. Yeah, to heal your soul. Reality check. Get ready for the show.
We got well.
Yoshi. Yeah. Go ahead, Netta. NTR. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me because I am blunt. I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I want. I am blunt. I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I want. I say what I want. No restrictions, no filter here. Only the truth get revealed. We all want the truth in our ear. We all want the truth in our ear. Tell me I'm wrong, I make the correction. Something went wrong, you switch the directions. Hate me so much, you block my blessings. Truth should set you free from exceptions. Loving me, love the heat, hate the fake, learn the street. They hate love the pain. All the music sounds the same. Entertain, not a game. You're to blame. I can never be that kind of way because we all have different emotions and we all entitled to our opinions. But when you talk, it just don't make sense. That's why when you speak, I don't believe it. So I analyze every damn thing and I also do my own research too. So you can't tell me any damn thing and I've been trained to see right past you. The Illuminati, they can't have my body. They can taste my shawty. The Illuminati, they can't leave nobody. They can't call my body now. No restrictions, no to the hill. Only the truth get revealed. All we want, truth in here. All we want, truth in our ear. Tell me I'm wrong, take the correction. Something went wrong, switch the direction. Hate me so much, like my pleasure. Truth is living, free from possession. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me because I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I feel. I say what I want. I say nothing but truth. I am blunt. I say what I feel. I say what I want. I am blunt.
I am blunt. I am blunt. I am blunt. I don't know what to do because I'm blunt. But what does that mean? Because to be or not to be real, that is the question. You know, when I was in high school, we did a play, and I almost got hooked on being an actor because I really enjoyed doing the play. I enjoyed acting silly. I enjoyed being that guy. So I said, damn, maybe acting is for me. Young brother, muscular. Then at that time, a lot of football players were going into acting. I said, damn, hey, maybe that's for me. But then I wanted to teach Black history, so I said, damn, I can't really do that. But I don't know. But sometimes you don't know if you can be blunt or not because you're always asking the question to be or not to be. But in reality, to be or not to be real, when can you be real, Eve? When can you be real? Tell me.
You can't ever be real. Um, People might be mad at you, once you start being real. And I really, really like that song, Yoshi. I love the visuals. You guys should, if you want your work uh, in a way that people will be captivated by all of it, the presentation, all of it, you should hit him up. Um, we'll try to post his channel in the chat uh, later in the show. But he said you'd probably be mad at me for what I might say. Um, you think of blunt force trauma. You think of an object that doesn't really cut as much as it whacks. And I I find that people tell me that I cut, and that sometimes I don't have to be so sharp, right? I probably need to approach it um, with a softer touch. But then I guess I go in the opposite direction and I go, well, just whack. So, I might have some issues
But
with
you're pretty
balance.
tall. You're pretty tall to have those inclinations to want to be so vicious. Most of the time it's short people who want to really, have to let their presence be known. But you're pretty tall, so then
Oh, well, if
you
that's
know,
the case, then dang, am I a stereotype? I am. Well, this was the object of conversation because one of my nephews, or both of my nephews, are now taller than me. I am 5'3" and some change.
oh, you're 5'3". I thought you were around 5'6". Oh well, that's why you're so militant, so mean, so aggressive.
I've got I've got my
I thought you were
complexes
taller than
about
that.
me. Say it again.
I thought you were taller than that.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
that's so nice of you.
Yeah.
No, in real time, people meet me and they say, "Oh, I didn't know you were that tall," and I think it's because I got such a big personality, don't you know?
You do have a great personality. You have great personality and character, and that's your character. I think from your character is even better than your personality. But the thing is, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be to be out there. Being tall it's been traumatic to be tall because when
What do
you're
you mean?
because everybody wants to fight you. Everybody when I was in school, everybody wanted to fight you. Let's fight the big guy. When I went to college, when I was at university, we were protesting. No, we were protesting. I forgot what we was protesting. We was outside the dorm, and so then they said, get that big guy, get the
Oh no.
wait a minute, get the big guy. So they took me down to the Urbana police station, and then before they left, the sister said, "We got to go and get the brother. We got to get brother Clem. We got to get him out of jail." And I was arrested for nothing. And so then
Just
they took
your
me to
big
the
and black.
Urbana. Yeah, they took me to the Urbana jail, and I said, "Damn!" They said, "We got the biggest. We got the biggest of them all." I'm only 180 pounds. Get out of here. But we got the biggest one. They had a couple of people had died in the jail in Urbana,
Hmm.
and so then they said we got to go and get him out. I heard them say that when I was being driven away. So they all came up to the Urbana jail. Let Claude out. Let the brother out. It was scary because I knew I said, "Damn, they're gonna beat me with the telephone book." Back then they
Oh no.
oh yeah, beat you with a telephone book because it wouldn't show break your ribs and stuff.
Right, right.
So I don't know. It was an interesting night. I said, "Damn, why me? Why me? I'm always being the tallest. I'm always the victim." But to be or not to be real, that is the question. That is the question. You know.
When I was thinking about this topic, we were having a conversation in the home, and it was about authenticity, and it was like to be or not to be, and people think it's a question, and to me, it's not a question. It's more of a statement, like a both and type of statement. And then when you start questioning whether things are real or what's real, that's when you get into this gray of confusion. And then people start talking about things that may or may not matter. For example, I think Black America has a very real conversation about our reparative justice, right? But then in real time, people want to talk about the earth being flat. Okay, so what if the earth is flat or not? Is it going to keep them from cutting a check to us for, the damages and so, like, can we have more than one thing going on, or are we so singular minded that we can't, like, we're just done to be or not to be? No, we are. And then how, and then from there, Shakespeare, there's well, Shakespeare existed in 1564 is when he was born, right? So as from what I'm learning, this white identity thing didn't come into play until way later, right? Or wrong?
Oh, you're right.
So then if that's the case and everybody is just shades of color, black and more, that, see what I did there? No, then Shakespeare wouldn't be white as much as, they're trying to say that he's white. And then inside of that, some of the plays, I don't know if you can be white and write like that. Maybe you can, I don't know. But I guess he popularized to be or not to be. But I think it's a very old concept, like a ancient Kemet or older. I don't know. Where does it come from? Or can we give it to Shakespeare? And then is he us or is he them?
It's very complicated. What is us? What is them? Because this, to be or not to be real. What is real? What is real? Because I remember, when I was growing up, I tell you, I mentioned many times when I was in high school, I noticed right away that everybody knew me, but nobody knew me. But everybody knew me. Everybody knew who I was, and everybody knew what the real me was. But nobody ever sat down and said, "Well, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that?" Because I'm shy. I'm shy because I can talk. I can get up and talk, and I can get in front of people and talk. But I'm a very shy person. But people don't believe I'm shy. You see, and so then that is the whole point in terms of it's always the perception. How do people see you? How do they feel you are? How do you feel about yourself? It's very difficult because you say, okay, you're 5'3", but then your persona is much grander than that. Come on now, your persona is about 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall on him.
That's right. That's right. You should be playing with the you should be playing basketball or something. You're an athlete anyway. And then I remember when I saw that video and you were lifting those weights. Boy, you were frightening. But again, in a sense, to be real or not to be or not to be, that is the question. And yes, Shakespeare said it. You said it probably goes back to Kemet, and it probably does. It probably does go back to mine. How you doing, Doravel and Shiva? How what is it? How do you become? How do you be? How are you who you are? It's very difficult to me because we're always we're on hollow ground, but at the same time we're on hollow ground. We're in areas in a sense that are very frightening, especially now that we want to differentiate, ourselves and give ourselves, describe ourselves and define who we are. I think that's the scariest thing for a lot of people.
I like where you went. Because what's real is what's written down. And then is it real or is it embellished or is it the truth or is it just straight lies? Because right now what they've shown us is that it doesn't have to be anything more than what someone said at the time. And then if enough people conglomerate, amalgamate, congregate, there you go, behind the idea, then it is real. So Black codes, social norms, politically correct things and ideologies become, well, these things become ideologies or practices, and then everybody's doing it. And it might not have come or stemmed from anything real as much as just somebody had a thought and they were powerful enough to push the thought. So, what's real? Your obituary, that lasts, what people write about you or what people say about you when you're gone. The things that you do while you're here, if it's written down, I mean, at least you've got a starting point. If it's not, then hopefully people talk about it. But I was reading I think Isla posted on Twitter earlier about the college graduates doing their job search and their interviews. And
Oh no, my grandson brought it up. Please tell the family what's going on out there.
they said that it was so many different issues and obstacles that these new hires are having, just coming in the door, from not maintaining eye contact to asking for an unreasonable amount for a salary, which I don't know about that one. I would have to look at what people are asking for because inflation is real. So just trying to live, that might seem like an arm and a leg right now, but blame the government, not the people trying to live. But then one of them was showing up to the interview with your parents.
Wow.
What is that? Is your mom supposed to say, oh yeah, Johnny's a good, he shows up, unless you worked for your mom or dad? And even then, like, why can't they just write you a letter of recommendation from your previous employer? Like, but you don't know that. These people entering society don't know how to interact with people, because for a long time, 2 years is a long time, you guys. And for a long time, you didn't have to interact with people. Things were very unreal. And
You think the pandemic did that?
I think it exacerbated the problem. It was already percolating, but
bringing your mom to an interview, that seems so weird,
No, it doesn't, because when I went to college, in 2005, and in 2005, people were still calling their parents from their first doctor's appointment on their own. I have a whole channel, Millennials Adulting, where we're now the adults in the room, and sometimes we didn't get the playbook on how to, do certain things. But in real time, we're also the managers now. So some things that we accept, for example, people needing time off. In the past, or some people who are employees feel like they have to give all of these reasons for why they need time off, when in reality, you just need to tell them you need the time off and they can say yes or no. You don't need to go into all of your personal life and story, but people want you to be empathetic and sympathetic, and they want you to feel them, and from there you've got people who can use that against you. Yeah. No, you don't have to be like that. And I see the shift in the generations just with those little things.
But just think about this. I got married when I was 19. Luckily, my mom, she came and signed for me, because I wanted to be with my baby doll. So she came and she signed for me. But there I was.
19?
Yeah, I got 19. She had to sign for me.
Okay.
Girls could get married at 18, And so there I was 19. I had a wife. I had a child. And yet, because I wasn't 21, I still had to go to the pediatric sections of the hospital. I'm 19. That was back, but I'm 19, married with a baby, and I have to go to the
pediatric doctor with your baby. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, with the baby. But what was the funniest thing is back then my wife would say, "Damn, Clyde." I said, "What is it, baby?" She said, "Damn, every time you go to, back in the day, every time we used to go to the county hospital in Chicago." So she said, "Clyde, every time you go to the hospital, they got to look at your vagina." I'm not. What the hell? She said, because she said, "Damn, it's I got a cold. Why do you have to look at that?" But that was the way it was back in the day. Is that you, until you were 21, you was you were
a child.
Kid, you were a child, and And so then it was complicated. But then I will be honest, is that when I took my first educational psychology class when I was at university, they really said that men do not mature, being able to use being able in a sense to use their hands and all that until they're 21. So so again, so today when I see people trying to say, well, we should make the boys learn how to read right away and the girls learn how to read, that's because girls can use both sides of their brain all the time. We go in a serial method. Step one, step two, step three, step four. That's why you never argue with a woman, because see, you can use both sides of your brain, so I can't win. So it'll be a waste of my time to really debate you, you know. See, but it's to be or not to be real, and to be real in a sense is that you have to acknowledge your weakness in terms of being able to 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 invest in an argument. You should never argue with a woman. That's the way I feel, because it's a waste of your time.
You're you're hitting on a point. You've said that multiple times about women's ability to use both sides of our brain and how men are, you, I guess tonight you said serial, I guess
Serial.
sequential.
Step one, step two, step three, step four. It's kind of structured as a ladder.
No, I
And
mean that
and
makes sense. If it's a if men are builders, then there's sequence. And if women are nurturing, then it would be a multitasking of sorts. And I guess I get that. I don't understand the science behind it, but I mean just thinking about it, that kind of makes sense. You said
estrogen,
it's
estrogen.
just hormones.
Yeah, it's hormones. See, your woman, a woman. See, it's good times now. When your woman is young, you can have great sex. That's beautiful. But the thing is, is that there's a problem though. There's a problem. If you're a single woman, the older you get, the more talkative you become. And no, no, no,
I know, keep going. That's funny. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so the more talkative you become, you see. So a lot of times, in a sense, because of the fact, if you mate early, if you get married early or have a mate early, then your mate in a sense, he will be ready to allow you to talk. You see. Okay, but then you have a lot of women who are older and they never get married, but they still want to have a male to talk to. They don't want to just talk to their friends. They want to have a male to talk to.
Right.
But then most of the time, in a sense, so some women say, okay, if I have sex with him, then maybe he'll listen when I'm done.
Right.
Not really. He'll just want to send you home in a Uber or whatever. But the thing is this, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult because see, when can you be real? When do you have to disguise yourself? When do you have to wear that mask? Because see,
Oh, let me tell you, on your job interview, God damn it, like you if you're gonna call your parents and ask them how to turn on the computer, you gotta get in the door first. You cannot show up with your mom.
you got that right.
Put on the mask. Where's the mask? I'm sorry, keep going.
It is true, because I mean, just think about it, is that now in the beginning, when they say, when it's a war, whenever a guy's on the battlefield, they usually call for their mama just before they die. Mama, but you're wasted. Now they're going to the job. Mama, can you interview for me?
Can you tell him I'm gonna show up? Can you tell him you're my bride? You got to tell him I'm gonna be here.
Now you're absolutely correct. A lot of people, their parents or grandparents are their ride, to the train station or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very difficult. I remember we used to do a CETA program back in the late '90s. During the Clinton administration, there was lots of money for education. It was beautiful. And we had grants. I think I brought what? I brought about 300 worth of grants to my school. I was a good grant writer back in the day. Oh yeah, I was a good grant writer back in the day. So everybody loved me because see, since I
Jordan.
wrote, oh damn straight they did. See, I wrote the grant, and since I wrote the grant, as part of the grant, you would get $1,500. Each teacher would get $1,500 each semester. Boy, when we had that grant, boy, I didn't even unpack me and my wife didn't unpack. We kept a suitcase always packed because we was traveling all over the place.
Hey, there you go.
Oh yes, because we could go to conferences. I used to even up until I retired in 2016, I did 2 conferences a year. But yeah, I used to do 2 conferences a year. Uh, Mainly, I used to do. It was a computer. It was computer education. So I used to do 2 conferences every year. And so then that's why I got what? I got hundreds of presentations, about what, 300 or 400 articles published, some peer reviewed, 40, 50 books. So I used to be really into that. But then my son said that, Pops, you don't act academic enough. I said, no, I don't wear the tie anymore. I used to wear the tie because see, the tie would make the little kids avoid me. You see, because yes, little kids, little kids don't like to be around people with ties. They
Well, I
feel
guess it just looks very authoritarian or
they,
disciplinarian or
they
strict.
feel you can't touch them. They feel you can't touch them. See,
Yeah.
they feel they can't touch you, and that's
Mhm.
good. That's why. That's why I used to. That's why I was happy to stop teaching. I loved teaching high school at first, because at first, in a sense, when the kids would go away to college, they come and say, "Hey, Dr. Winters," I wasn't a doctor. "Hey, I'm Mr. Winters. I really enjoyed that. You really helped me, and when I went to college, I saw what you was talking about, and so blah blah blah. Oh, I mean, damn, made you down to earth. But hey, this is it. Let me tell you when I first started teaching. Should I? Yeah. Okay. When I first started teaching, you know, when I first started teaching, I was what? I was 73. I was 22. So I started teaching at 22. Back then, in a sense, in 1973, you could go to school till you was 21. So, so, so if you went out to the clubs, you might see your students out there. I remember, when I first started when I was teaching at this one school. So then I was teaching in the science lab, and so this girl, she waited in a sense until all the kids left. Then she laid down on the table. She said, "Take me." I said, "Damn, get out of here, please. Just take me." Just got on the table, and I said, "Damn, I want to teach. I don't want to teach, but see, because I was only what, 22, and some of your students in their 20s, and they felt that they could have you too. And I was a pretty handsome guy back
Wild.
then, huh?
That's wild. That
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
zero separation.
I even had a teacher once. I had a teacher once, and and so she came in my room after class and just laid on the desk. Take me. I said, "Damn, I don't want you."
The
I said,
teacher,
yes,
one of your teacher friend.
yes. The teacher would always say, "Look at it. Look down there." And you got grown ass women running around the school saying, "Oh, they can climb with it." You know. So I don't know. I think they wanted me because I think they just wanted me because they couldn't, maybe because I was married in a
Because
sense,
you
but
were married, because you
maybe
were attractive and big guy, and then
yeah,
you've got the male teacher is a thing, women like that, the coach,
yeah,
they single moms like the coach, teachers like the male teachers. You're such a good guy giving back
yeah,
to the kids.
yeah. Well, like it's
She said, take me. Mm.
yeah. She said, "Take me," and you know, you're a grown ass woman. What are you doing?
Oh,
Laying
that's
on
why she
the
said
table.
take me. She said she knows what she wants. She
It's
said,
it's okay, but you wasn't gonna. Uh, Always. Sure, I'll go ahead and say this. I don't care. When I grew up, I always felt that vaginas could bite. But I mean,
what?
Yes, vaginas can bite. Yeah, they can bite you. And what I meant by that is that if you ever let yourself be controlled, see every woman when I was growing up, I don't know how your generation feel, but my generation of women felt that no matter how ugly or pretty they was, you wanted them.
No, I think that's pretty standard across women
See,
still. Like that's Delulu land. But
so they felt you wanted them, and so then therefore you had to be very careful how you rejected people. Like a
mhm.
friend of mine, Linda. I'm not going to mention her last name if Linda's not looking at this, hopefully. But Linda. Do you know this Linda? When I worked at the same school for about 21 years. And she stayed there for 14 other years. She left later to go to another school. But do you know she's going around there telling people that I was her boyfriend? You see. And she
Mm.
was married. She was married. She had her own children, all that type of stuff.
Oh
You
no.
know. And so, but she's going around telling me, and so then one of the ladies came up to me, she said, uh, Clyde, do you go with Linda? I said, no, I don't go with Linda. No. She said, well, she told me that I better not try to talk to you because you was hers. To be
Ooh.
or not to be real. What the hell is this? See? But see, people create these images in their mind. They create these people, they create these ideas. And I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in a sense, maybe it was my pheromones or whatever those things are called. Maybe it was my cologne. That was it. It was my cologne.
I mean, now you smell good too. So you're a
Oh, you're naughty.
black man giving back to the kids. You're married. You've got children of your own, and you smell good. Stop. Yep.
Naughty.
Not even.
Naughty.
You
Naughty
got it.
said she wanted hunk of chocolate. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what she
yeah.
wanted. That's what she wanted.
But I don't know. I always felt in a sense. I always felt that even though I always felt that you get more power from one woman instead of many women. You see.
Look, let me you made me think about something. The land of delusion with women. Okay, so granted, this is a non-black woman, but the sentiment is very, very real, you guys. It tickled me how delusional some people are. Um, I don't know if you can see it or not yet. Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. Okay, now let me.
You want to play it?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Would you rather kiss me or kiss?
Oh boy, here we go.
Would you rather kiss me or kiss the prettiest girl in the world for $1 million?
How is that a question? That's like go to heaven or PDD's house.
Do I get $1 million if I kiss you?
No, you.
And that just made it easier for bro. Like, would you drink water in the desert or hug?
Sorry, y'all. I didn't know that this man was gonna be speaking over the video. But did you hear the question? She said, "Would you rather kiss me or the prettiest?" Hold on, let me go back to it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Would you rather kiss me or kiss?
Oh boy, here we go.
Come on.
Would you rather kiss me or kiss the prettiest girl in the world for $1 million?
How is
Dr. Winters, this woman, she does. Okay, hold on. Let me just get back to her.
Well, obviously, I'd pick the prettiest girl in the world and get $1 million.
bro? Not in front of her. I am in my house. That's why I'm saying it bravely.
We'd be rich.
Yes, we would. But did you think to say, I'm the prettiest girl in the world?
No, because you are not. Subscribe on the bike, bro.
Did you hear him? He said it.
You're not.
Subscribe on the bike, bro. Not subscribe on the bike, bro. Not.
But you're not.
But you're not. I'm sorry, you guys. When I saw that, it's a hypothetical, right? But women do that. We present some weird ass hypotheticals. And then he gave an honest answer and was like, look, man, we would be rich. He's not even talking about leaving her for the prettiest girl in the world or anything. Just like, let's get that money. And she jumped off a bridge in real time. Well, no, she didn't really jump off a bridge, but just, the land of delusion is real. So
But
the woman said
it's very complicated because it's very complicated because I know I was married to the most beautiful woman in the world, and I know that, but that was my opinion, you see, and so then therefore, I remember this same lady Linda, who we worked together about 14 years, and she said Diane must be a hell of a woman. I said she is a hell of a woman, you know, and because I guess because she had been throwing herself at me for 14 years and I wouldn't touch her. So then, but the whole point is this: is that it's just that I know now that women cheat. They say women cheat more than men, so I think it's true.
Yeah, I've seen those stats. 1 second, I think my computer's about to die.
Okay, go and plug it up. I'll play my favorite video again.
Yoshi. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Huh. Yeah. I'm Yoshi. Yeah. Okay, and that's a H. TR. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. Hey. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. Hey. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. Hey. You probably be mad at me because I am blunt. I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I want. I am blunt. I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I want. I say what I want. No restrictions, no filter here. Only the truth. Truth get revealed. We all want the truth in our ear. We all want the truth in our ear. Tell me I'm wrong. I make the correction. Something went wrong. You switch the directions. Hate me so much you block my blessings. Truth should set you free from exceptions. Loving me, love the heat, hate the fate, learn the streets. They hate love, love the pain. All the music sounds the same. Entertain, not a game. You're to blame. I can never be that kind of way because we all have different emotions and we all entitled to our opinions. But when you talk, it just don't make sense. That's why when you speak, I don't believe it. So I analyze every damn thing and I also do my own research too. So you can't tell me any damn thing and I've been trained to see right past you. The Illuminati, they can't have my body. They can taste my shawty. The Illuminati, they can't leave nobody. They can't call my body now. No restrictions, no filter here. Only the truth, truth get revealed. All we want, truth in here. All we want, truth in our ear. Tell me I'm wrong, make the correction. Something went wrong, switch the direction. Hate me so much, block my pleasure. Truth is it, free from possession. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me for what I might say. You probably be mad at me because I am blunt. I am blunt. I say what I feel. I say what I want. I say number truth. I am blunt. I say what I feel. I say what I want. I am blunt.
Yoshi Mod is a genius, and he just makes such beautiful stuff, And family, you guys should support Yoshi Mod and check out some of his stuff because it's so great. It's so interesting. But again, to be or not to be real, how can you be real all the time and yet people always determining who you are instead of allowing you to be who you are. It's hard. It's hard. Very hard.
Sorry, I wanted to I wanted to post Yoshi's thing. None of my mods are in the chat tonight, and that's okay because they have lives, and I'm not barbelling anybody. I'm not blunt like that. But
Why not? Why not be blunt?
Because, like I said, I think that there is multiple ways to do things. I guess the saying of you can skin a cat a bunch of different ways. And I know that's not the saying, but people talk about skinning cats and killing birds, and it gets real dark. But that I think the sentiment is real. You know, you can do things different ways. And I don't know that anybody is going to do things the same way as much as you might have the same outcome. 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. 3 plus 7 is 10. 15 minus 5 is 10. So it multiple different ways to get to the same outcome. And then even inside of that, 2 times 5, we can get leveled with the maths. But you can't, I don't think you should barbell people as much as it should be in your toolbox. You should be able to be unapologetic, uncompromising, unadulterated even, but for what purpose, to what end? If it's just to make everybody believe how you believe, then maybe that's why the dominant society has gotten to write things down for as long as they've been able to write things down. I don't know if you saw my thumbnail, but it's like 2 Shakespeares, a black one and a white one. And I think that in real time, we're dealing with a whitewashing of stuff and removing us from where we are. You said men are serial, sequential even, and they're taking us out of the sequence and then plugging us in a spot that doesn't make sense. And people are wondering why they're glitching. And it's because they're not where they're supposed to be or not to be. No, you are. You are where you are. And what are you going to do?
But are you where you are? Are you really where you are? Is it are you really there? Are you see, who are you? When are you? For example,
Right.
When I was teaching, and so Linda was going around telling everybody, she was my girlfriend. Now you got a husband and you got children. Why do you have to keep telling people that you're my girlfriend when I'm married to somebody else, and that's not how it is. And yet she did this for at least about 14 years. 14
Were you nice
years.
to her? What did you held the door for her once and then she was just struck? Or she already had a name for herself at the school and you were the untouchable. Like where is the level?
Where it came from, this is what I think happened, At the time, for some reason my wife said, Clyde, she gave me a man tail in the back. I had lots of hair. So she gave me I had a
I gotta see some of these pictures. Not that I don't believe you. I just want to see. Give me a visual. But go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
I didn't have one with this because I swear I wasn't doing no ish like this. She said, here, you go to the interview and you're gonna wear this ponytail. So I'm not wearing a damn ponytail. You're gonna wear the ponytail. So I wore the ponytail, and I guess Linda thought I was a fly guy,
Ooh.
That hey,
I mean, Natty said it. Natty said it already. She wanted that hunk of chocolate.
And so then I'm a muscular guy. I was still in shape. I was still a little bit in shape then. I didn't give up on myself. I wasn't 9 months pregnant at that time.
You're pregnant with lots of thoughts.
No, but it was a big belly man. But I wasn't a big belly man, and so my wife had told me to wear. I said, I'm not wearing this. That's not me. She said, go ahead, just go ahead and wear it. I like it. So I said, well, I don't want to wear this ish, but I had found out by then that I should listen to my wife. Before then I didn't want to hear nothing she had to. I didn't want to. How you doing, Lisa? Natty. Before that, Chill Will, 2050. Before that, I didn't want to listen. I always thought I was right. And but by that time, I'd been humbled and I'd had enough ish happen to me over the years that I said, "Damn, maybe my baby doll do know what the hell she's talking about."
Mm.
So then, so I wore it, and then hey, I got the job, and so I was supposed to. They were hiring me to teach Afro American history, and so then, so I came in. I guess I look like that brother that sisters have in their mind that teach Afro history. Da 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 da. Coming in there, dynamic. Boom. And so then, so I went in there to talk to Mr. McCormick, and so I did the interview, and so then, so after that. So after that, Mr. McCormick, he kept calling me, and we were playing tag because I wasn't really going to take the job because I didn't want to go back to the Chicago Board of Education because they were kind of flaky. A lot of times they didn't keep their word and things like that. But I'm happy I went back because I stayed at the school for 21 years. So I had so it was quite interesting. But the thing is, is that I think because I wore that ponytail, they thought the real me was a player, a player. And you see, but I never wanted to be a gash man. A gash man is somebody who always just use a lot of ladies, get a lot of sex and then quit them. Because see, my sister got to her before when I was a kid, and she was a kind of a teenager. And she would let her friends practice kissing on me and stuff. Not tongue kissing, but they would practice kissing on me because I was the little boy that couldn't say shit. Yeah, abusing me. And so then they would practice kissing on me. And so then, but as a real man, you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to get upset about that. You're supposed to be manly to be or not to be real. So a real brother's supposed to take it and accept it. And so then now it was good. I'm happy that she did do that because that gave me a different outlook on life. When I went away to university, and even though I played football, so automatically I guess that made me an interesting person on campus because I played football. But but then it was very interesting in the sense that that even after I left, it was always people never wanted to allow me to be me. It was always people already was making me who they were, just like your Eve. I sometimes I see, I see them in the chat. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's so this. She's so that. And yeah, maybe you are. You are the pretty girl, but the point is this: is that from talking to my wife, she didn't like being a pretty girl because she said when she was in school, it looked like the kids wanted to, if they could get a raise, they'd cut her. So she tried to cut her face. So she always tried to be quiet and stand. When you're a pretty girl in elementary school, you got to kind of lay back in the background and don't act pretty, but everybody know you're pretty. They're waiting for you to act pretty so the bully can whip your ass.
Being a target is difficult to manage, but I think environments matter. I would say probably that your wife went to maybe a black school, a public school, right? She's around black people, right? My school experience is not like that at all. So being targeted, maybe for being pretty, I don't know. Definitely for being black and outspoken for sure.
But you said your cousins were there, right?
Right. So that's the caveat. It's so strange that we all not we all, but the ones of us ended up at that school, but in different grades. So, some of us were in elementary school, some of us were in middle school or junior high. And then I guess the way they had the school set up, you didn't really cross paths with upper or lower different. As we were all kind of there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They had different floors and stuff like that. So, and then it was a very small school. So we all knew that we were there, but like I said, we were never really crossing paths. There was no real opportunity to be like, I'm about to get in a fight, I'm gonna call my brothers, my cousins, or no, that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, my wife, she said that when she was in elementary school, some of the other girls would tell them I wanted to cut her and all that type of stuff. So then,
Well,
so
yeah, I'm saying I think girls are like that. Yeah. And I mean, in my class of maybe 15 or 20, I'm targeted for being me versus anything else. I don't know that I could put it in any category. I know that there was a hair cutting incident, but I always fight back. I'm not the one that's just gonna let you do something to me. So then you also know who to mess with. You said earlier when we first started that being tall has made you a target in the worst way. And I get that, because in a fight, you are supposed to take out the big one, or you're supposed to do as much damage as you can off rip. Just, you don't want them to think that you can do anything.
damn,
Like, you gotta go all in.
Eve, Eve, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know you knew the streets. I mean, that's the first thing you learn in the street is that if you get surrounded, you lay back in the cut. You throw your hands down to the side and you look weak, and then the biggest one, you try to knock the hell out of them, and then you run. That happened to me in Urbana. This girl, when I was really flip. I was a really flip guy. I'm going to college, and I don't know. I didn't understand. I thought I was better than the white guys. I thought, damn, this was the place I was supposed to be. So then a lot of people was humble, but I wasn't humble. So some of the girls in the community, I would flirt with them and all that type of stuff. So this one girl, I flirted. I was just flirting, and then her boyfriend caught me we was out at the barbecue joint.
Uh-oh.
And then her boyfriend said, "Now I got you, nigga." Wait a minute. I don't even remember you. Remember my girl?
Your Rolodex book. You just getting numbers.
Yeah, I was just playing around. I'm in college, I don't know about you, but when I went to college, I was there to have some fun. And that was just it. And so then I was really lucky. I looked around and saw. I did that look around, bam, and then I tried to get out. As soon as I got to the door, some of his friends was coming in. But back then, I could talk my way out of anything. I already bust this guy in the face, and he let me go. He let us go because I could talk. I could just talk. I could talk smackaroni back in the day, And I was a very good talker back in the day, but nowadays these kids you're not talking your way out. If they want to,
no, because they don't understand what you're talking about. Nope. Comprehension is way low,
right?
In a bad way, because just that right there is fighting words, and I don't mean that disparagingly as much as it's just the data. Earlier we were talking about skills that you should maybe not be so forward about, upon meeting a potential employer, right?
Yeah.
And I think Doravelle said it. I think it was Doravelle. But one of the things that I didn't mention was cursing, and then not having their camera on for their Zoom interview. So it's
so silly. That's silly.
That the camera thing, that's straight out of the pandemic. You're a child without people telling you have to do something, or you were in college and people weren't really. I was just talking to the minis about this earlier. They were asking how long you had to be in school, and I'm always like, it's up to you. Like, master everything now, be done with school tomorrow, done. Right. But the conversation went to college, and it was like, a lot of times people waste a lot of time not knowing what they want to do. So it's not that they need to be there as long as they are, but they don't have a plan, you know. So then to me, I don't know if everybody needs to go to college as much as you need to have a plan if you're gonna go.
Right.
And yeah, you should have fun, but you should be having fun anyway. Like life shouldn't just be, I'm only gonna have fun when I'm not around people who are gonna hold me accountable, or you know, it shouldn't be compartmentalized like that, because that's when people start going ape shit, really, you know. Oh, my parents aren't here, I can do whatever I want. And then, you know, they don't go to class for a year, and well, now you're in school for another year because you just bombed. But here's the kicker, you just wasted all that money. It's not high school anymore. It's not free. You paid to not go. Like, you could just not go and not pay that.
Well, see, I had a plan. I had a plan when I went back to school to get my PhD, because I decided I wanted to get my PhD. So I went back in 97, 98. Already it got up. I had 2 masters by that time. And so then, what I did is that,
how many books had you written by then?
by then I had written I'd only written about two.
So the PhD was to do research, more research, credentialed research, or to teach?
I wanted the PhD because I just wanted a PhD.
Okay.
Because I'd already learned that a PhD is a piece of shit. It's a piece of it is. And unless you're one of them folks, and most of them live in New York. So unless you're one of them folks, no matter what type of credentials you get, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what type of credentials you get.
Then. Very fair. Very fair.
You know, and so then now those folks, they're going to help they're going to bring their people in. So I just want to get a PhD. So PhD in anthropology and linguistics or history, because I had published more articles than any of my professors would probably have published. So I got my PhD in curriculum, you know. So I thought it out. I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Loyola. For a semester. Then I'm on to apply for the minority fellowship, you know. And so then so I went to Loyola so I could be already in the school. Then I got the fellowship. So then I had the fellowship for about 4 years, $10,000 a year, plus tuition. You know, but Mama needed a new pair of shoes and shit. So it was beautiful because I was teaching, and I had the fellowship, go to school at night. So you know, I played around the fellowship until it would only lasted for 4 years. So I timed it. Then I wrote my dissertation the last year of the fellowship. Oh, hell yeah. You know.
Look, that's chess, man. That's not, people are not thinking like that. Our people are not thinking like chess when they're making financial decisions.
People paying $100,000. Do you know the average person that gets a PhD is spending $100,000?
Oh, I know.
See, that's been $100,000.
But then, to me, cost analysis, is the job that you're going to get after spending all this money going to pay out? And the doctors I know, like the ones who work on people, doctors are not.
They don't make any money.
Like, they're not getting the money. So you with your research, not you, but you know, people who are trying to super senior their way through life, it's just this massive amount of debt that is never going to go away because they were told at some point that they can't take your education away. Like that.
They can't.
Shit. But that is the biggest piece of shit, Dr. Winters. I'm trying to tell you, like, oh my gosh, that made me so angry because
they can't take it away, but that don't mean you can cash it in.
Man, some people I've talked to would love to give it back. Like Sally Mae, stop calling me. Freddie Mac, stop calling me. Navigisha, whatever the fuck, stop calling me.
Navigisha. That's a good word.
They the math is not mathing. And I think I told you, I don't know, a couple shows ago, I've applied for jobs that I know exactly what is entailed because I can comprehend what I'm reading, right? Yeah. And then they tell me that I'm overqualified. And it's like, I know I'm overqualified, but you have a job, you're hiring, I need some money. Like, why can't we make this work? And I mean, I don't normally get a response, but the one response I did get is because you would want more money later. And it's like, well, don't most people want more
They
money?
always say that.
Like that's not that math ain't nothing to me. So it's a wonder more people are not like taking advantage like the illegals are. Illegals are getting checks, y'all. They're getting food checks, health insurance,
And getting debit cards,
debit cards.
and
They're
and
getting
not for food stamps either. They get
oh
debit
right, no
cards.
right, money,
Yeah.
right,
And
and food, not money to spend on food like you niggas.
Yeah.
I got in a Twitter shouting match one time with this suspected white supremacist because they said we put this billboard out in Scranton, Pennsylvania before Joe Biden got elected, and it said, cut the check to Foundational Black America for $20 trillion. And, people were like, oh, that's not enough, or, oh, that's great. But then the white people in the comments, I'm sorry, I don't know who they were. They're suspected white supremacists or their minions, whatever. But he said that Black people are already getting reparations in the form of government assistance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then why does Section 8 look like that? Or why is it just Medicaid? Or why is it just WIC? Or what? Nobody wants Medicaid and WIC and food stamps. And they used to be checks, right? Like you had to pull out paper and now everybody's all like, oh,
those days are gone. Those days are gone.
Card, right?
See, a lot of these Europeans, they're 20 years behind. The vast majority of Black people are not getting aid and not getting a lot of people getting food stamps now because you can work and get food stamps, but we're not all on aid like we used to be.
No.
That ended with Clinton, and I'll never forget back when Clinton got ready to kind of deep six aid. I just knew it was going to be a great rebellion, and those people didn't do anything. They didn't say anything.
Didn't do anything.
Nothing.
Conditioned to be that benign neglect. I didn't know what that was until I learned what it was, and then in real time, it's trying to convince people that the boogeyman is real when you can't see him, but you're feeling the affects of. So then
it was during the crack epidemic, so so we can maybe understand. It was during the crack time.
Sure, but I mean, even with the crack epidemic, now fast forward to now, you have the opioid epidemic, and they're getting help. They're actually getting meth in some places. It's like health professionals administering the drug to the addict because the withdrawal is so bad that they can't take the withdrawal.
Now they want you to care. Now they want you to have pens. They're giving people pens, so if you get
So
overdose,
you can have a clean, right? You get a clean needle. You won't overdose. And what? How is to be or not to be real? Right now, we're dealing with the dominant society being the minority in a big way across the globe, and people still aren't doing things that make sense. And when I say people, I'm not talking about the people whose numbers are in the red. I'm talking about everybody else. But it's like society's been conditioned to ignore us. And if we're not saying anything about us, then nobody's going to say anything about us. And then they're going to speak up for themselves. So then the few of us who are like, wait, no, let's pause. Let's recalibrate. Let's take a look at what we're doing and maybe redistribute the resources in a way that makes sense. But we're getting drowned out by the sheep who've been conditioned to not speak up or to just go with the flow because America, the land of the free. Your ancestors died for the right to vote for your demise.
Right. And I know that's kind of in a sense sarcastic, but it's the truth. Is that that people don't really think today, and people try to make sure in a sense that they live off of some type of fantasy, but it's beautiful. You know, I feel that I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but
Oh,
anyway, you know, because see, maybe you see, I'm old, and because I'm old, then therefore I have old ideas that I grew up with in the hood, you know. And then because I grew up with these things in the hood, I think they still apply. But then at the same time, I don't think they should be said because nowadays, in a sense, feminism and other things, you know, and I think that because of the fact that we don't know how to love each other, we don't know how most men and women don't know how to love each other. They can make love good. I mean, from little kids, they were looking at pornography, so they can make love good, but they don't know how to be in love, and they don't know how to love someone, and they don't know how to even know how to share. And I think that's the sad
yeah.
thing, you know.
But then I'm gonna just push back on what you said and make it math for me. They don't know how to make love good. It's easy to fuck. Like we have the body parts and
Uh-huh.
pieces to do the things that make sense, and then you can make a baby without making
Right.
love because it's a function of your body. I was reading this meme and there's so much women hating in the world, Dr. Winters. But no, they the guy said why should I care if you orgasm when it doesn't take your orgasm to make a baby, but it takes his orgasm to make a baby? And so we should be more focused on his orgasm than hers. And that's just
But see that's the difference because see my generation grew up that you're supposed to be able to see. My generation grew up with the idea that to dominate a woman you had to be able to fuck her brains out.
oh
and
right.
and
Well, I mean, that's real though. We've talked about that.
yeah, but this is what it was supposed to be. And so what that meant in a sense is that you're supposed to in a sense make that woman just have so many orgasms, you know, maybe at least 10, 20, and then in a sense that she will be submissive. See, that's what Kevin Samuels got wrong. He didn't understand that to have a submissive woman, you see, but y'all still not gonna be submissive. Because once you get one, after they get 10, they'll just say, "Damn, I'll just take one. I don't feel like working that hard, baby. That's
Well,
good."
see, that's where things are getting misconstrued because our orgasms happen up here. It's not necessarily I mean, it is.
And
There's physical orgasms, but
in my day, it happened with that clitoris too. You had to
well,
you
no,
had to make it
I'm
go
not
both
saying you can't
places.
discredit that part. You get
Yeah,
it's both and right.
yeah.
So if you can't make me feel good, then you probably
But you
can't.
could easily, but see, you could easily make a woman have an orgasm. That you can see because remember, it's all in her mind.
That's what I'm
Because it's
saying.
all in her.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's all in her mind in a sense. Is that see? She wants to hit a lie like that, like when you showed the video, and the girl said, you know, would you kiss somebody for $1 million, and then she wanted him to say, I would kiss you or whatever.
Right, right.
See, but the whole thing is this is that. That's why I hate to say this. Don't get me wrong. I do not believe that a white person can love you as a black man or a black woman.
Hmm.
I repeat, I do not believe that a white man or a white woman can love you.
I agree. They can
But
fuck you.
but I do believe that all women are the same. And if you can touch their mental state, then therefore, in a sense, you create their reality. Because see, reality takes place in the woman's mind,
Yes,
as
absolutely.
opposed, yeah. And so then, as long as you can help her, as long as you can make her mind, as long as you can make her feel good in her mind. But see, here's the only problem with most men is that most men don't understand is that your woman allows you to rule. See, your woman allows you to rule. You don't really rule. your woman allows you to rule. This has always been the case, even when you go back in time, is that it was your woman who allowed you to feel that you were doing something so cool. Damn, you're really doing well going out there handling those cattle. Just make sure you get your ass home in time to give me what I need and give me what I want. But the thing is, this is that. And so then I accept the reality. I accept the reality that women dominate. I accept that reality. But because my father taught me, my father taught me that your money is your money and my money is your money. See, it's okay. It's okay. My
we're I don't think it's because you're old. I just think that society did a number on us. If you know in real time that we are a matriarchal people, right? That's kind of what you've been saying. And
yes,
then we exist in a patriarchy of sorts, right? And it's a very flicked one. It's not even one that really makes sense as much as it's just a male dominated society. And I would say that it's very gay. So not patriarchal, which would be like fatherly or legacy, as much as it seems very gay what we've got going on with the hierarchy of things here. But I think in a world that makes sense, while you would say that the woman dominates, I guess I would say that if I'm choosing you to go get the cow and to go fight the fights and to protect me, then I gotta be a smart bitch to get.
you are smart. You are smart. Who sends the guys off to war? It's the women. The women. They get you to go and fight the wars. They get you to do this. Look. The most racist gender is usually, in a sense, that white woman. She's the most racist.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would agree that they can't love you in the same sense that people aren't making love. No, it's a lot of fucking going on, and it's a lot of rape too. Not people. I know the definition of rape is not how I use it, but I'm trying to change some shit right now, real time. Taking away someone's consent to do things is very rapey to me. And from there, it's a slippery slope, because when can you say no and it's not offensive to the person you're saying no to? Because how is my not wanting to participate offend you? As much as you should be cool doing you. And then like-minded individuals abound. You will find your tribe, I promise you. You dress up like a damn furry and you post it, you're gonna find some more furries, and you don't have to make me feel bad that I don't want to dress up like a furry, right? It's a lot of rapey stuff going on, Dr. Winters. And then to even further push the point that I'm trying to make, if I have to choose him to do all of those things and I don't pick the most fit or the best specimen, then are we the smart ones? I think it's going to be a partnership at all times, an ebb and flow.
But you get to get the pickings, because see, that's one of the reasons why many brothers like Asian women, or they like white women, because see, a sister, in a sense, she'll put a frown and see, but she's just out there in the street, and in the street she feels she should wear a frown. She should wear, in a sense, she shouldn't be as forthcoming. And so then a lot of times, in a sense, a lot of brothers, they give up because they feel that sisters are kind of cold. It's not so much cold, but it's just in a sense is that you get to pick and choose. Just like when I was in high school, when I went to college and stuff, you didn't go up to a girl and say, "Hey, would you like to go dance?" You never said that. What you would do is you would put your hand out, and if they didn't put their hand out, okay, you wasn't put down. It wasn't like it was a big deal, and then you go to the next one. But see, like I could dance good. Since I could dance good, I could always
gonna get the girl, make us look good on the dance floor. That's free.
And when you can spin them around, and when you can make them look good, shit. They don't even have to be able to dance, but all they have to do is just, if they can follow you, then that makes them look good. And if you make them look good on a dance floor, then they see. Remember, whenever you're dealing with a woman, to be or not to be real, to allow her to be real is to allow her to express herself, to allow her to get out there and to be the prima donna, to be the center of attention. And see, that's one of the reasons why in a sense, like when I was in high school, sometimes the guys were such good dancers, they would go dance with each other. It wasn't gay back then, though. See, nowadays, they want to slow dance, but see, back then, because they could do the footwork. They could do the footwork.
No, I mean, I get that. I get that.
Nowadays, these guys, they want to go out and slow dance and start kissing on the floor.
Yeah, because they're wearing skinny jeans and their nuts is all squeezed up. And
yeah, that's why they can't have children. That's what they said. The people wear tight pants. That's why they say a lot of white guys have a poor sperm count. But anyway, I want to share some brands with people.
Let's get some commercials going.
Yeah, because we're getting to be or not to be. I don't know what that is. A question. So
dreamy.
Hey, I've just written a new book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals of America. Yes, I've written a new book. This book is called History and Culture of Afro-Americans. It's about the Aboriginal Americans. It's about the first people who inhabited America. Many people don't know about our great culture, this super culture that we created, but I discussed this book. In 489 pages, you'll find out so much information, great information, about, in a sense, what the Aboriginal foundational Black Americans did. You're going to see, in a sense, that Black people contributed much here. When the first Europeans got here, that's what they found. Yes, they found Black Aboriginals inhabiting the Americas. It was the Black Aboriginals that built this country. This is why you had to get my book, History and Culture of the Aboriginal Blacks of the Americas. In this book, you will find out the truth. You will know what we created. You will know who we are. Get this book. Buy it now.
What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. You can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE, 4 JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
Today is today. We need to homeschool our children due to white supremacy. In many states, education departments are passing laws to deny our children from learning the history of foundational Black Americans. Today, you can learn how to organize and teach your children in a homeschool. In my book, A Guide to Homeschool Foundational Black Americans. You can use my book, History of Blacks in America from Prehistory to 1877, to teach our children their history here in the United States. You can use my book to teach world history. And this book I've written is called The World History of the Black World. This will teach your children about every Black civilization in the world. Get this book. The time is now. Get these books to teach your children about their greatness, to prevent them from losing confidence in their own ability to learn and be successful future adults in employment and education.
Since the gold touch her heart with a dinner rose, shake the spirit one time, it gets old close. She gon' take me out of space into another zone. Some spirit, she ain't messing with them petty hoes. Microwaves and cobalt outside her phone. Fucking in that vibe and smoking good on that drone. Call me eat the night with the cuz all up in a fro. This queen approach, she gon' drop it low to the flow. You know she liquid gold with the alchemy in the bowl. Trippy super soul is the greatest tale never told. She gon' get you right, you can set up when your goals. You gon' spend the night in the harmonize with your toes. Know she's super fine and the aura down to her bones. Super magic fairy, I'm lost in the rituals. She give me life like butterflies on the rose. Really original, ain't nothing like cracker trolls. Hidden in the clothes, an extraterrestrial. And she never fold, drop crackers up in the throat. She drink your wine, she rock you up like a pole. And she spark my mind with intellectual pose. Shake butter oils and linger up in your nose. Independent goddess, I rhythm up in the soul.
Yellow honey. drip slow. Sweet agave at the toe. Independent finance, wine, citrus mist. My Wonder Woman, I wonder how to.
You got to check. You got to, in a sense, get some of that jewelry. Get it for you. Get it for your girl. Get it for yourself. Check out Tone 5 stuff.
G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Hey now, G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Hey now, say it loud, louder and loud, let us all celebrate. G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Hey now, G-I-J, comma J. We no beg, steal or borrow. We bury Jim Crow under the ground. And we no dig him up. This is the black man's town. Yes, this is the black man's town. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, yes, I'm here to let you know.
God Theory. Yoshi Mod, the genius. You got to support this brother. Yoshi Mod, the genius.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Those videos were made by Yoshi Mod, the genius. He does such fine work. You guys got to check him out. You got to get him to make your brochures, get him to make your websites great, because this man has so much to offer. Yoshi Mod is truly a genius. Support this brother. Send him your business. He will give you some fine pricing. Like I said, support Yoshi Mod. The brother can make your website. Anything you want to do, brochures, flyers, he can help you make these things very influential. We can make them in a sense so that people will be supportive of your events. So support this brother, because he makes the mathing. He makes the math.
He does. I very much. I love people, right? Not like romantically. I love Black people, love melanated people, and I just love Yoshi because I think he surpassed genius. And I think some people, it's when they replicate themselves that I think it's like God status. This is just my own thoughts. But when you do that, that's like the ultimate alchemy, right? Being able to make another you. And then he did that. And then now he's just exploded. The creativity was just whoosh. And I just think that is so cool. So, but maybe he was already past a genius. I looked at the definition because you said that a couple times tonight, and not that I was negating his genius, but is there more to be or not to be? I think compassion is a thing that is overlooked because when people start talking about like the smartest in the room or like a genius, they start thinking about the smartest person in the room or like an egghead or, someone really out of touch. And I think he's very grounded, and very much in tune. The frequencies are real with that dude. And just thanks for the commercial, Yoshi. Sunday school is better with the commercial, so we appreciate you.
He's a genius, and to me, he's a genius. He's a creative genius, and the thing is, this is that he everything is compassion, but also is based upon how he feels and what he wants to say and what he wants to do, and that's what I think gives him in a sense that ability. But what I really take into account all the time is how he can take what's just in your mind, just in your imagination, and he can make it real. You see, when you talk about to be or not to be real, this man he can take these images and that he can create these worlds, and that's what I like about the fact is that a couple of weeks ago we did a show on Sunday, and he talked about some of the things that he does to produce these great works, and it's very important, because see, sometimes in a sense we want to always be topical, you want to sometimes in a sense be able to maybe talk about what's going on, like what did he do, maybe we'll bring some tethers on and argue with them, and tell them you're a bad girl, you're a bad boy, you're a Somali, you're an Ethiopian, go back home or whatever. Maybe that would people would like it. Yeah, shake your finger at them. Like that teacher used to do. I had my French teacher, Missy Manez. She was from Puerto Rico. She taught French and Spanish. She would always have that finger. Clyde, to a bet.
Oh no.
She should have been ashamed of herself. Always calling me to a bet. That means you're crazy. I wasn't crazy. I'm still not crazy. But again, it's to be or not to be real. People in a sense, they imagine these things because I was having a good time. I was having a good time when I was in school. And the thing is, this is that a lot of people were afraid of school. I never liked it. I had fun. And that was a silly thing. Maybe that's why I seem strange. Because I liked having fun in school. It was fun to me.
You mean college? You mean all of it?
Yeah. Once I got out of elementary school, everybody always wanted to fight.
Okay.
I was a little. I was a little timid. Just like I always think about, 67, and by 1967, I'll fuck you up. That's it. That's just it. I'll fuck you up. And that's how I, by that time I felt in the sense is that I was going to be mean no matter what. And if that meant kicking your ass, okay. If you kick my ass, okay. I just didn't want to get shot.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, no, you can't come back off of that. I did watch a street fight the other day between two men, and a gun fell out of one of their pockets, but they didn't, try to go get it and, have the upper hand or whatever. They finished fighting, and then, it was very fair. I don't know what the context behind it was, but it didn't seem like they were friendly as much as they had a spat and they were going to handle it the way that they knew how to handle it. And then whoever was the victor, that's what's real. And is it real? Does that make them the most powerful? It starts breeding all sorts of questions about when, why, how, what, when.
That's the way it was up to fifth grade. After fifth grade, you didn't throw fists too much. I was at the fifth grade. They started, see, in Chicago. It's been a tradition even when I was a teenager. They would always, it's a neighborhood called Inglewood, and they'll always leave a train there every year in Inglewood, and the game bangers know, and they go to the train and they get guns. Then plus it was the richest man in Illinois. He used to provide free guns to niggas to kill niggas. And I'm sorry I said that word. Some people getting that. Dr. Winters, they said you're a professional, and you shouldn't use the word nigger. But the thing is, this is that I won't say nigger. I just say them niggas. But
I think you're allowed. We're not on a job interview.
You got that right. When I used to talk to the kids, we had a CETA program back in the 90s, when Clinton, he had all his money. So I would teach the kids how to interview. I said, girls, if you're being interviewed by a man, you can, if it's a white man or white woman, you can look at them in the eye. But I said, boys, I said, when you're being interviewed by a white man, whenever he talks to you, put your eyes down. Don't ever look a white man in the eye while he interviews you. Always turn your eyes in a different direction. Because I said that now you can look at a white woman when she interviews you. You can look her in the eyes, but you never look a white man in the eye because he feels intimidated. So then therefore, in a sense, you kind of drop your eyes and stuff like that. Yeah. I said, you always got to say something negative about yourself. So when they ask you, what is one of your weaknesses? Then you got to always drop your eyes, look down to the ground and say, my biggest weakness is that when I'm told to do a job, I just don't know when to stop until I get it done the right way. You got to throw those out. You can't be smiling. Fired. You got to throw that.
That is it right there, baby.
My knee baby, he does good interviews, because his brothers, they got mad at me, but they used to be jealous of him because he might get a job making 60, 70,000 a year. And, they were making maybe 50, 35, whatever.
It's a skill, like test taking,
He knew he could lie real good, He says I shouldn't say that, but I said, I love you very much, but I know you're a liar. But I love you, I love you. And I said, plus your mama said I should never trust a businessman, and you're a businessman. And so then, but I love the hell out of you. So since I love you, I'm just like a bitch. They said, what? What'd you say, Pops? I said, I'm just like a bitch in love. That's it. You're my son. I love the hell out of all of you.
Oh man.
Don't you take that serious. In other words, it's not that only a woman can be in love and be an effective lover.
I over and understood all of that. I got that.
But it's just that when a woman loves you, if she really loves you, you got it made, Cap.
Yeah.
Got it made, Cap.
No, I just it's crazy you said that. Oh, let me see if I can pull it up. What are these? Some of these topics, I don't know who these people are really, and then, I kind of have heard about them. Somebody.
You want to put it on the screen so I can show it?
Yeah. Somebody posted this on Twitter, and I can't find the tweet, but I will post this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so Krishan Rock, I don't know if y'all know who that is, right? And then Blueface, they're like a thing, toxic, very toxic situation thing. And where's my screen at? She said that she's paying his bills while he's in jail. And somebody had posted that they need a dumb bitch like her in their lives. And
Why did they say that?
Because their relationship, these two on the screen, is a very nasty, toxic, nasty.
But she's always twerking and was pregnant and twerking, looking very, very stupid to me.
I mean, drugs and drugs is drugs. Drugs is hell of a drugs. But no, I guess she's paying his bills while he's in jail, and I guess he doesn't rock with her anymore, or still does, and I don't know. But the tweet was like, yeah, I need. He was like, yeah, I need a dumb bitch like her in my life, and
Well,
it's like, yeah, women ignore things, but I don't know if it's an ignoring as much as they just want to hold it over somebody later, maybe.
I didn't like the fact that I always felt when I was growing up is that I felt that some women, if they made love if they had sex with a guy, that guy looked like he could always come back and have sex with him. And I thought that was quite stupid because to me, once you break up with a person, to me, it should be over. But then I used to see some women, they would break up with a guy. And then when he would come back, they would let him back in. Well, what the hell is this? He left you. He left you. It's some women. They'll have all their babies by the same man, and this man will marry on them and everything, and they'll still go back to this. What the hell is it? What is that? I don't know. Is that love or is that upset? I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the hell it is, because
it's not love. It is delusion. It is ego issues. It's self-worth issues. I saw some relationship podcast is on tour right now, and then people in the audience can get up and say, ask questions, and it's very intrusive and humiliating, kind of. But self-inflicted wound. Maybe you need that wake-up call. But the chick got up there and she said that she was a side chick to a married man, and she wants him to love her, or it was something really weird like that. And the panel was telling her, you don't love you if you're expecting this dude who's not attached to you to give a damn when you've kind of already shown him that you will play second fiddle, right? You're never going to play first fiddle with him because you've already accepted your role. But Alicia Keys married Swiss Beats, and she was the side
biggest hoe around. He's the biggest hoe around, but he's a known cheater. But I haven't heard of him cheating on her yet. Maybe because he's older, and when you get older, you just don't have that.
A little bit.
I'll put it like this: you don't have that vitality, or So he's in his 50s. So when you start getting in your 50s, and maybe everything doesn't work correctly. Doesn't work correctly. That's when you got to have good conversation with your mate, because that other thing you just hey, I mean
that brings us full circle to the make love part of our conversation tonight, because that's what's missing. The new crop of adults that are coming out here don't know how to have a conversation. They never learned how to ask permission for someone to be on the phone. Back in when I was a child, if someone called my house, they had to talk to my parents because that's how they could talk to me. Or if I called somebody's house, I had to talk to their parents, or, there was no access to me without going through my parents. Now you've got access. Everybody has access to everybody at all times. And there's no filter. There's no obstacles, really. You could put like a parent block on, or parental controls on things, but still, I mean, if they've got a cell phone number, then people can call them. I mean, telemarketers call random numbers all day, and your 4-year-old could be getting telemarketer calls, right? But
what gets me is looking at these videos and seeing 4-year-olds, and they're really handling those phones too. They really are. They be going different places. I mean, damn. Because I'm not that good with a phone. I'll be honest. I'm not that good with a phone. I'm okay with a PC, but with a phone, I mean, some of you guys are on Twitter. I know you're a Twitter woman. I was gonna say a Twitter girl, but when you get on Twitter, you be. But anyway, so I'm not gonna say you're a Twitter girl, but you might be 5'3", but they wouldn't know it, baby. Yeah. But anyway,
Blowing my cover.
that's a goodie. That's a goodie. But
Oh,
but to be or not to be real is kind of in a sense, to go back to what we began with is that it's kind of scary because sometimes when you be yourself, you can make people in a sense feel awkward. They can feel awkward around you. They can feel, a lot of times you don't want to feel that you overwhelm people. Sometimes when you have a lot of charisma or you have a high character or you good karma, a lot of times in a sense people can just be overwhelmed. I remember when I was younger, I used to know people who could look at you and say, they can see the auras around you. I don't know if you know any people like that, but they can say they can see the auras around other people. So sometimes in a sense, when you got this strong aura, that you can be impacting on people and you can be in a sense projecting energy that can be kind of in a sense scary for some people. But excuse me, but at the same time, it's very important to understand is that you want to make people not be afraid of you. So in a way, you never really you can talk out of the box, but people they don't take you serious anyway. So most of the time, you can be whatever you want to be. You see, because most of the time, people they really don't recognize or really believe who you are in the first place anyway. It's difficult.
tough. To succumb to someone else's perception is powerless. It's I'm not going to say it's rapey because I think in real time that whole the saying you only get a chance to do a first impression once. It's a first impression. That's real. You can put on like for your interview, but I think that these are conversational social skills that are not being taught, passed down, or given any thought as much as people are being thrown into environments and expected to be able to navigate the environment. And then when life smacks them around, gives them reality check after reality check after reality check, some people check out because it's too much. And I mean, I get that. And what's real? These bills are very real. I really need to get to work on time because if I don't, they really gonna fire my ass. You stop thinking about leveled conversations. Like I was saying earlier, I think Black people can think about our reparative justice and have conversations about aliens. Why not? But if you only want to talk about the aliens because this other shit is too real, well, you got to disconnect. We might need to work on that, or maybe I don't need to talk to you as much as it needs to be out there, and maybe you will osmosis it or 100 monkey syndrome complex it, or what'd you call it with the rain?
It's called morphogenic fields. How you doing, House of Consciousness? It's morphogenic fields. And what it is that what they found is that you could train in a sense mice in New York to run a maze, and then somehow in a sense mice in London would be able to run that same maze, even though you didn't teach them. I think the process, as I've said before, I think the process is that a lot of times when I think a lot, when I'm really thinking a lot, I have to go urinate a lot.
It's in the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I drop it in the toilet. I flush the toilet. It goes into the rain because see, according to this whole idea of morphogenic fields is that the knowledge is falling from from heaven. For example, they said that you find these different insects. Now you can go to the Amazon and you can find a X amount of insects, and then you come back later after a storm or something, you'll find another insect. Hey, how did that insect come here? So there's a relationship between knowledge falling from the sky. It's just like so the morphogenics, just like now, back in the past, originally when we talked about epigenetics, we used to see epigenetics as a in a sense as a metabolical thing, in the sense it was your genome, your genes were being in a sense influenced,
Right.
through biology. But now we know that there can be social epigenetics, and that if you practice a certain culture, if you practice a way of being, then therefore in a sense that can impact on you. And so that's one of the reasons why to be or not to be real is a very important question, because it's how do you be real, and at the same time don't scare people, don't frighten people, because see, it is so much that's hidden but in front of your face that is scary. That is scary, You know.
That's it's crazy you say that. I told you every time we have our topic already planned, my life just starts doing the things that make our conversation flow so much easier. In real time, I've been told that I have resting bitch face out in public. You don't look approachable, but
You're supposed to.
this never stopped people from approaching me. That's so strange to me. Oh, I've got resting bitch face, but you want to talk to me? And a lot of times it's people telling me to smile, or life's not that serious, and I don't really think that I'm out here like as much as maybe I'm just in my own world thinking my own thoughts about whatever. And today I had on my unapologetically black shirt, and someone told me that he's like, way to be unapproachable. And when I wear my black attire, people talk to me more. It's never been oh, let me stay away from her because she's so black. It's more like, oh, let me see how much I can get out of this person. If I can get out, it's so weird.
Yeah, because if you're ultra black, if you're black conscious, then you must be a fool. So then therefore they know that if you're black conscious, then here's somebody I can run over. And see, that's what creates a problem. Because even though you can be black conscious, you can also be street smart. And because you can be street smart, then when they come at you with this corny, phony stuff, then therefore in a sense you're gonna let them know it's corny, phony. And this can in a sense be a rude awakening for many people who don't want to know. They don't want to really see the real you. Who wants to see the real you?
Right.
Nobody wants to see the real me. Nobody wants to know that person. But see, you see the real me all the time, but you wouldn't know that because you've already created an image in your mind of who I am, and so then you can't blame them. I mean, that's just it, I mean, damn. I mean, when you're on Twitter and you're kicking ass all the time and you're telling people the truth, then therefore in a sense it's scary. Because see, the truth hurts. Who wants to hear the truth?
Oh yeah, me and Marie on my other channel, we were talking about this week because, or maybe it's last week, when people wake up, consciousness abound. You start finding out a lot of really bad stuff, and then you want to tell everybody because it's like, oh, I can't believe I've been accepting this, and how are you still accepting this? And it goes from Thanksgiving to how hot dogs are made, right? But then in real time, you are disrupting people's reality. They weren't ready to wake up right now. You forced them into this awakening, and if it wasn't right, they'll go back to sleep very easily, or they'll even say, all right, here comes Eve, she's gonna be on her black shit, hear the blackety black talk, and then they'll put you in a box and take you out during February. And now during June, since more people are accepting Black Music Appreciation Month as a holiday versus Pride Month. But to be or not to be, what you said about wanting to be you, not wanting to be off-putting, I think that's a human thing, or a melanated people thing. And then inside of the social aspect of it, wanting to be accepted, we're not isolationists, we're a communal people, we're familial, and we want to be around people, but some things need to be said, because right now it's people too comfortable. You can't be comfortable doing some of this stuff because we are living in a time where the math ain't mathin'. So it might just be like a time and a place type of mindset versus an all the time. We don't have to be like this forever or always or for eternity, but while we're pruning, while we're straightening or reclassifying, reorganizing, or restructuring, we might need to be more aggressive with what's being said.
But this is a very beautiful time. And what I mean by that is that this is a time that for the first time in history, we have a means of communication where we have a new drum, and this new drum is a social media. Back in the day, we had the talking drums, and so then we could communicate with each other. We could tell people events, and we could reach a man drums. Today, because of social media, we know so much about our history that we didn't know. Because of the fact, in the sense that many people had access to the internet. Now we can talk about our Aboriginal origin. We can talk about our ethnogenesis. We can talk about how we became who we are. We can talk about, in a sense, so many things. Some of it is scary. But at the same time, a lot of it is just to allow us to know who we are, because see, it's through knowing who you are that allow you to grow.
Yes.
It's scary now. It's scary. To be or not to be real is a bitch, because it is scary, because being you can sometimes be so offish. Being you, like you said, you had that face, and yet a lot of times you see an old brother come along, he gonna want to try to say, come on, smile, let that smile come out. Then you're gonna be
No, I always smile.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, but
not that serious to me.
But the thing is this, is that you're gonna smile because he or she is gonna push you to do that. But the point is this, is that when you're allowed to be who you are, and it's not, like you said, you're not being negative, you're not being mean, you're not trying to be, in a sense, bitch face or whatever you said earlier, but it's just in the sense is that when you're out in the street, you had to wear your armor. It's just like, I can imagine. I used to do construction work when I was in college. I would work over with some of my father doing construction work. And back in the day, you would you'd be catcalling the girls when they go past the women. Just like now. Now I know I would get in trouble. Back in the day when we played football. When you go on the traveling team. No, the traveling team is a team that goes away and play at the universities. Mm-hmm. So when you make the traveling team, a lot of times you would be in restaurants and stuff like that. And so when back in the day, when you were a bunch of guys, and that's when the women started wearing the skippy stuff, you might pinch them on the butt and stuff. Now I know that was being sexist, but it's just that it's
sexual assault. They're gonna get you.
Nowadays you'll be in trouble, especially with this what they call it, an NI likeness, where you can get where some of these athletes are making millions of dollars because of their likeness. Hey, that linebacker number 98, Clyde Winters, he pitched my ass. Let's get a lawsuit. Yep. You got money, baby. But back in the day, we did stupid stuff, but now I see it wasn't right, because now I see that it was kind of like assault. It was being, but those were the times, and then that's no excuse. But I think that over time, as things change, then sometime, in a sense, you see things in a different light than when you saw it back when you were younger.
Oh yeah,
that's no excuse though. It's no excuse.
You just said, well, I'm gonna give you an excuse. Women in Delulu land, I've seen in very real time, men approach women like what you said, and if she's attracted to him, it's cool. But if she's not attracted to him, then it's assault. And that math doesn't math, because men are going to be like, well, he did the same thing and it's not assault for him. But then she's going to say, well, consent, motherfucker. You know, like I wanted it from him. I don't want it from you. And now we get back to the whole conversational things that are missing from our people to people activity. They've put us in caves, man. You know, we're all in these caves with this genius brains technology at our fingertips, and only 1% of people give a damn to start searching, and then maybe 30% of those people, so 0.3% of the people on the planet with the technology are doing the deep dives. And then everybody else is.
By the time I retired in 2016, and by that time, you know, I had to get used to doing certain things. I had to get used to not telling my colleagues, hey, that's a nice hairstyle. That, you know, it looks good on you and stuff. And, you know, and then just say it in passing. Nope, didn't say that no more. You know, I didn't say you look good. I didn't say nothing about anything about it.
That's the problem. That's that slippery slope I'm talking about. At some point.
But you can't communicate with people like that anymore. You had to say hi, goodbye, whoop, hi, goodbye, right? And move, keep on moving, because you know, like I even heard some people say, hey, he touched my shoulder. Well, wait a minute. He touched your shoulder? Not that's sexual harassment, you know?
No.
And then what about
if you're 76, I'm sorry, if you're standing behind little girls and smelling them, that's a problem.
Yeah, that should be it. But now, you know, like touchy-feely people. Like it's some women too that when they talk a lot of times they gotta touch you. You know, but it's okay for them to touch you. But hey, he touched my elbow.
Yeah.
Was that sexual harassment? Was he really? What is? I mean, it's. I don't know. But like I said, is that, you know, I stay in my place. I can, you know, when you get old, you can be blunt. You know, then people, he just old. You know?
Oh yeah, babies and old people get a pass. Everybody else has to, you know, follow the rules of society. But then to be or not to be, to me, what's real is, again, what's that paperwork say? Because I guess they've impressed upon me that we need papers to walk around. You know, you can't just exist. No, your papers have to say that you're allowed, and that you're credentialed, that you've done the work, you've spent the money with us, of course, obviously. And, you know, we've allowed you to participate in society like this. But if all of that's the case, then when it's time for us to write things down, then, you know, we should take it back, you know, maybe put some things in stone, you know, try to solidify or do the thing that everybody keeps saying that we're not. I keep hearing Black people are not a monolith, but I don't know if they know what monolith means. You know, we might need some pillars, you know, some foundational structures that we don't deviate from, because if we don't have that, then they can impress upon us anything they want. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, Marie Antoinette said that this was a great show, lots of wonderful exchanges and insights.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and she's a harpist, so she should know. She can write music. But again, you know, Eve, it's very important in a sense that I think that it's hard, because to be or not to be real is a decision that we always have to make, and these decisions are important because the fact is that we want to have relationships. And sometimes in a relationship you don't want to. I don't want to always talk about my friend. I don't want to admit that my friend, he has bad breath, and I wish he really would, in a sense, wouldn't get that close to me. But I like him, and you know, and so they eat too much garlic, you know, and then the little kids keep saying, "You smell like an old person." Yes, I'm old, but the thing is that sometimes you want to be real, but you want to be real within limits. You don't want to be totally real, because see, sometimes in a sense, to be real, you can sometimes hurt people.
Oh yeah. I was even thinking more selfishly, when you're real, you're vulnerable, right? So now people see you authentically, and then are they going to tell you your breath stinks? You know, I hope it's because of garlic, because that's easier to explain. Like maybe you just lay off the garlic, you know, when we're out in public. Save those meals for when you're at home by yourself. Because if it's BO, now I need to think about why I even want to be around a person who doesn't seem like they have the same care that I do. You know, I don't know. Like, why are we ignoring some things except for we like who we like and we will make things real. And if y'all can do that for other people, why can't you do it for yourself?
You know, and I was thinking the other day, you know, when I was working, when I was teaching, I used to like to go to Macy's, you know, and buy some nice cologne and stuff like that. But, you know, now I said, damn, I said, I'm going to just go and buy me a nice bottle of cologne and just wear it when I go to Walmart. Say, hey, that's a fine smelling, you know, because I used to do that. I used to wear a tie every day. I used to wear a tie every day to work, mainly because of the fact that I was teaching in elementary school and the little kids know to avoid a person with a tie that's scared of you. And but you know, and so it's these little things, but it's these little things that mean a lot. But it's to be or not to be real. Because see, the thing is, this is that number one, you're not really real all the time with your friends. You're definitely not really real with your family. You're definitely not real with them all the time. Hell no. You're not going to tell them the truth all the time, and you're not going to lie to them either. You're just gonna go through with it, you know. I mean, damn. Like I said, I love my kids, and you know, they can say some stupid stuff, and then I'll say, yeah, I'm just a bitch in love. And then they'll say, why do you say that? I say, well, that's just it. They always say that when a woman is in love, she's in love for the you know, she's loved dead to right. She's there with you. But then again, I know that Shaq, he married this woman and they had 4 kids, and she said she didn't love him. She wasn't in love and didn't love him. But see, that's the whole point. What is real? What is not real? But you know, thanks a lot for sharing this evening with me. Even, would you like to close the program? What is your final comment about to be or not to be real?
I just want people to, you know, have these conversations with themselves. You know, after our program, I feel like we go so deep sometimes that you might want to go back and catch it again, because maybe you missed something there. You know, there might have been a point that you felt very strongly about that we glossed over just because of my ADHD. So thank you for being patient with me.
You're one of those people that now there's a lot of you guys are self-analyzing yourselves ADHD. You're not ADHD. I'm a professional. I can say you're not. I'm an educational psychologist. You're not. You're okay.
I think it's so funny that the self-medicating or the self-diagnosing aspect of the world right now, you know, to be or not to be. What's real is what you make it. And if you feel like you're a crazy bitch, you're probably going to act like that. If you feel like you've got your shit together, then it'll probably work out like that too. Actions definitely matter. But, you know, I just love the dialogue and the back and forth. So I hope they join us next week, because we got another one coming for them.
Don't worry, because I'll tell you this is that, Emily, if you guys send it to us, but I can tell you this is that we do want to talk, and hey, it's a reality check, because what's really real, you never really know. Thanks for coming this week.
If you're not going to speak up, you're the one to do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the one to do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the one to do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the one to do. Vampires, they prey on your fears to the next day.